Hi, Hazel. It's Gigi. I want to read another book to you. This one is called Nobody Hugs a Cactus. On the back, which we call the blurb on the back, it says Hank lives all by himself in a house in the desert, and that's just the way he likes it. Or is it? So, this book is by Carter Goodrich. Nobody hugs a cactus. Hank lived in a pot. The pot sat in a window. The window looked out at the empty desert. It was hot, dry, peaceful, and quiet, just the way Hank liked it. See, here's Hank. But now and then somebody would interrupt Hank's peace and quiet. "Hi, Hank," Rosie the tumbleweed called out. "Isn't it a beautiful day?" Hank ignored her. He just wanted to be left alone. There's Hank. Do you see him? He has a grouchy face, doesn't he? "Okay, so long," said Rosie cheerfully as she tumbled away. Hank was happy again. Look at her, she's upside down. But just as he was beginning to relax, "Hello," shouted a tortoise. That's a tortoise. "Private property," yelled Hank. "Keep out." The tortoise was so frightened, he hid in his shell. See, he disappeared. He went inside of his shell. Hank was still yelling at the tortoise when a jackrabbit dashed by. "Hi, you prickles," she shouted. "My name isn't Prickles," Hank yelled back, "and stay out of my yard." That rabbit looks like he's probably pretty fast. "Tumbleweeds, tortoises, jackrabbits. What's next?" said Hank. This guy's in a serious bad mood. A coyote came loping by. "No dogs allowed," Hank yelled. "I'm not a dog," said the coyote, "and you are as prickly on the inside as you are on the outside." Wow, that sounds kind of true, though. Before Hank could yell back at the coyote, a cowboy strode past. "Keep off the grass," shouted Hank. "What grass?" said the cowboy. "Seems to me somebody needs a hug. Too bad nobody hugs a cactus." Look at those fancy boots with the spurs. Look at his face. Look how grouchy he is. "Hi," said a lizard. "Who invited you?" said Hank. "And just in case you're wondering, I don't want a hug." "That's good," said the lizard, "because I don't want to give you one." And then he skittered away. An owl landed on the roof. "If you're looking for a hug," said Hank, "well, I guess I could give you one." I'm not sure that owl wants a hug from a cactus. "Who, me?" said the owl. "You must be joking." And for the first time, Hank began to feel a little lonely. See, look at his little face. He looks kind of lonely there, doesn't he? The next morning, Hank was feeling more sad on the inside than prickly. Maybe a hug wouldn't be bad after all. See, the tortoise is still there. The wind began to pick up. An old cup blew by and stuck on Hank's face. His arms were too short to get it off. Great, said Hank. Look at him. He's got a cup on his face. After a while, Rosie came bouncing by. I'll get it off you, Hank, she shouted, and she jumped up to knock the cup off Hank's face. Then she tumbled away. What a good friend. Look at his little cactus face. Hank didn't have time to thank Rosie. He felt bad about all the other times he had been so rude to her. So he came up with a plan. I wonder what Hank's plan is. Hank decided to grow the best flower he could and then give it to Rosie as a thank you gift. It took days, but at last it was ready. He couldn't wait for Rosie to pass by again. Look at the pretty flower. He grew that flower just for her. How nice. When at last she finally did come bouncing back, Hank held out the flower. Look, Rosie, he said, I grew it just for you. Look at that cute flower. Rosie was so surprised she jumped up and gave Hank a great big hug. It felt so nice. Hank didn't want to let go. And as things turned out, he couldn't. Rosie and Hank had become stuck together. Look, she's got the little flower that he grew in her hair. But they didn't care. After all, it's better to be stuck in a hug than stuck all alone. Look, even the tortoise is smiling. And look. Oh, look, they're good friends. All right, that's the end. I hope you enjoyed Nobody Hugs a Cactus. Well, we found out that wasn't true. All right. Bye. Gigi loves you. Bye, Miss Hazel. Mwah, mwah, mwah.